everybody. Today I'm going to show you how I mix my paint and do one of my dips. What I have down here is just a small trash bag. I've used it quite a few times already. The skins, they just pull right off after they dry, like that. That way I don't have to keep wasting them and getting new ones. This one will last me a while, or until I burn it with the torch by accident or something like that. And that's the only time I throw them away, especially if the hole is going to be in the way of me doing my dip. So the colors today that I'm going to do is, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but it's a dark magenta, a phthalo green, a turquoise blue, a prism violet, and bright aqua green, along with gold from Artist Loft. I'm running low, so I probably won't use much of that. The white I'll be using is from Artist Loft. That's the brand at Michael's. I'm not sure if they carry it anywhere else or not. That's just where I get it. A lot of people ask me what I put in my paint, and it is literally just water and glue. I actually might have to refill it because I probably don't have enough. But I just fill up the water to right about here where it's halfway. There's actually a faint line in it. If the glue, wasn't, and it was clear, you'd be able to see it. That kind of marks halfway. So I fill it up with water, and then I fill it up the rest of the way with just Elmer's school glue. This gallon right here will last me forever. Like maybe 3 or 4 months. And if you get them on sale, if you catch it and there's a sale, you can get it for like $15. Other words, it's going to be like around $18. Okay, so let's get started. That's for my white. I love using these little bathroom cups because with dips you don't use as much paint as you would in a flip cup or anything like that. Dips and Dutch pours use less paint, and that's probably one of the reasons why I love them so much, because I paint on a budget. So if I can save paint, I save paint. So since I don't need much, I'll just normally squeeze a little bit down in here, like that much. Oh, I need to get some sticks. So I'm notorious for saving my sticks. I will reuse them over and over again until the paint on them is so thick that it, just doesn't look good. Let's see, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regular colors. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Those over there. Now I need one for the white. I like to use bigger sticks for the white because they're in a bigger cup. I reuse these as well, as you can tell. Okay, so what I do is, I don't really do it like a ratio. Normally for a dip, if you're going to do it by a ratio, it would be 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. But this is how I do it. I put a little bit in there, and I basically put the pouring medium in there till the paint is covered up. And then I stir it up. Make sure I'm scraping the sides. And then, see, it's still a little thick. It's not running off the stick good, so put just a little bit more in there. See, I always do it like this because I don't want to put too much in it, because then I'd have to use more paint to thicken it back up, and I hate having to use paint that I don't need. There we go, that's better. I'm just going to speed this next part up. Well, highlight it, not technically put it in a time lapse. Mixing the other paint can get a little repetitive, and I babbled a lot during this, and I had to take out a chunk of time so the video wouldn't be too long. And the magenta that I just mixed up and the phthalo green together, to me, is so pretty together. I use them together in a lot of my work, especially with the purple that I mixed up, Prism Violet. Using them together is just so pretty. Mixing up that white. I hate doing white because I know I've got to use a lot of it. Should not have to make any more pouring medium. That should be enough paint, but we'll see. Excuse me. Oh, my mouth gets so dry. Okay. So, I start off by... move my paint out the way. And I'm going to just stick it on either side of me. Wherever. Take a marker. And then I just mark the corners. Now, I know you're wondering, she says she reused the trash bag, but where's the marker? Well, it actually peels off with the acrylic. So it's like I'm starting fresh. Now, I taped the back of it, and to be honest, I don't really know why I did that, because none of my dips have paint run on the back. I just think it's out of habit. I'm just used to doing it. Because when I first started a year ago, I just started doing flip cups. Because that's what I seen first, so that's what I started doing. But as I've learned and taught myself throughout that, you know, it's best to have a cleaner back. And honestly, I prefer a cleaner back. So I guess I just do this out of habit just in case something happens. And then I just put some push pins in it with my little, I have this cute little hammer. It's old, but my boyfriend found it and gave it to me. I use this to put in the push pins because it hurts my fingers. Okay, so let's get started. Here's the fun part. Please be enough paint. I don't want to have to mix more medium tonight. Just kind of go around as if it's on a canvas, but it's on plastic. Now, I don't do anything with my leftover skins. I mean, you can use them to make jewelry and stuff. And I'd like to do that. I just don't have it in my budget to do that. Okay, so basically just try to make sure the paint is where you put your marks on the canvas. Nah, I won't have to mix anymore. This will work. Like I said, it does not have to be a thick layer of white paint. You do not have to use a lot, because a lot of it will still be left down. And I don't do multiple dips into one because I have a limited supply on canvases, and I want each of them to be different, not the same design or colors or whatever. And I always try to make sure I get it on the marker so it will peel off and not be in my way if I use it again, which I will. I've been experimenting a lot lately. If you head over to my Instagram, you will see that. But sometimes I just like to go back to my dips, because I I haven't seen anybody be able to do the dips the way that I do them. I've seen some beautiful work, but none quite like the way that mine come out. And as you notice, I didn't put any silicone in my paint or any oil or anything. It's just water and glue. Okay, let's get the air bubbles popped. Try not to burn the plastic. I'm burning the plastic a little bit. Okay. Now, sometimes you can just go with the flow, and sometimes you can plan it. So I planned it. I want to kind of do like a S thing. I've done it before, so I'm trying to recreate it, which is very hard to do. I've done it before with the same colors for another piece, and it doesn't work. Okay, so I think I will lay down the phthalo green first. Just kind of go around. Put pink. And you can put it just on top of the other paint, or you can put it beside it. It's just up to you what design you choose to do and how you layer your paint, and all that will determine the way it comes out. I kind of like to layer and put it outside of the colors. That's just something that I like to do. I'm going to kind of do like a zigzaggy thing through the thing. If you've ever seen any of my process videos on Instagram or Facebook, you see that I kind of just go crazy with the paint. Sometimes I just splatter it all over the place. Sometimes I just do a design. It really all depends. And put my gold. Now I'm going to do some little drips off to the side. I'll do some through here, some through here, through here, here. Now I do like leaving some negative space, but when you dip it, it's not going to look like this clearly. So you can just have a little leeway and do your paint however you want to. There's no rules. I can really go crazy with the paint if I want to. I have literally made a piece where I just slung the paint all over the place just to see what would happen. And you can tell when you look that this turquoise blue is heavier than the other pigments. Pigmented paint, excuse me, because you see how it sinks down underneath the other colors. So it might disappear, but it is still there. It will still show through your painting. Okay. Now some gold. Little gold. Okay, I'm just going to pour the rest of my gold out here. Okay, there's that. Now, the fun part. Well, I think this part's fun too, laying the paint out, but some people like the actual painting part. Okay, so you take your canvas. Obviously, it's a dip, so you dip your canvas down in the paint. You want to push down And I like to just run my fingers across the back of the canvas to make sure that the paint is saturating it. Because I have done it before where I've picked a few up and paint wasn't on some spots and I had to re-dip. But luckily, if you re-dip, it doesn't really mess up the main design. It's still kind of there, so you can't really go wrong. I just like to make sure I have it done the first time, so I'll get that original design that I wanted. Okay, so when you do dips and you go to lift it, the way you lift it will impact the design. Like if you lift it from this way, or this way, or this way, whichever way you lift it, it's going to change the design. Now, what I want to do is I want to start lifting from this side and then lift straight up when it gets to like right about this point. So, let's see how it goes. And there we go. And then take your torch, kind of go across, get the air bubbles, help those cells pop out. Let's see, let me get a paintbrush. This right here is just a little thin, so fix that. And what I like to do is kind of just stretch the cells out just a little bit, but that's it. I don't do anything with the sides. I don't put paint on the sides or nothing. Now one side always has drips on it from the paint, but here you go. This is how you do one of my dips. Now, let's see, this wants to tilt a little bit more. I don't want it to. I'll change the design. Okay, and that is the final look. And the skins are always really pretty too. I love the way the skins do. It's one of my favorite parts. So this will dry. It'll take a couple days to dry because it's so thick. And then I'll just put my skins up in a box. And then one day, if I do get the stuff to make jewelry with acrylic skins and resin, I will have the skins. But there you go. That's how you do one of my dips. And so it has been about 12 hours and the painting is now dry. I like to add lines to my dips to kind of follow the pattern of it. It's just something that I like to do. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you do, I found this gem, a Decocolor Premium oil-based metallic paint marker from Walmart for like $5. Very inexpensive, and it has lasted me a long time. I will wait a week to resin this piece. Once it's resin, it will be posted on Instagram, Facebook, and in my Etsy. The time lapse for this tutorial will also be posted on Instagram. You just won't hear me talking. You'll just see me doing it if you want to watch the time lapse. That will not be posted until I have the piece finished with resin and have posted the piece first. I like to post the final result before I post the process video. I bet you can hear my dog drinking water right now. He is just drinking so much water. It's so loud. Ramsey, that's enough. And he has big jowls, and water just drips everywhere. There's like a river from the water bucket to the living room because the water's in the kitchen. It never fails. Okay, so back to what I was saying. This piece is finished. Like I said, I'll wait a week and put the resin on top. Eventually, I do plan on showing y'all a mixing video of how I mix my resin and how I do my clear coats, how I tape it, and all that other fun stuff. For now, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that it wasn't too long. Eventually, I will get better and I will learn how to quit babbling, kind of like I'm doing now. So just bear with me as I get used to doing this. Good luck. I hope that y'all are able to create what I did. Make your own design or do how I did it. Write it out or just go with the flow, whichever way you prefer. I am going to start experimenting with my pouring medium. I have some Mod Podge gloss that I'm going to put just a little bit of it into my pouring medium of the 50/50 water and Elmer's glue. This is what I'm going to add. And I'm just going to see how that works. I plan on making a tutorial on it and showing my results. So keep a lookout for that. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell. Thank you for watching.